CETS is a highly sophisticated tool that facilitates law enforcement in investigating child exploitation cases by scouring the internet for data, churning through that data, and then helping police recognize and act on non-obvious relationships.
The other brilliant thing behind it is these investigations are being done by police forces across Canada and of course across the world, but due to the borderless nature of the internet, it's very important that investigations be linked across the country.
Basically, it's an intelligence database which allows us to store massive quantities of information. It analyzes and sorts it all out, and then it allows us to share that information with whomever we want to whatever degree we want, and this is something that wasn't previously possible.
CETS began, so to speak, with an email message from then Detective Sergeant Paul Gillespie of the Toronto Police Service.
I sent an email to Bill Gates and expressed some frustration in this area and just asked for help. It truthfully was a cry for help because they didn't know what to do and none of us did. And luckily enough, I guess it's one of the few emails that made it through, and Microsoft Canada people called, and we've been working tremendously with them ever since.
Not only did they answer, but they took ownership of the issue.
It was an opportunity for us to bring our technical expertise to bear in a way that we believed was going to be particularly significant socially speaking.
CETS has been involved in the arrest of dozens of offenders around the world and the rescue of dozens of innocent children who never otherwise would have been located.
We have an exceptional team here. Any information that comes in, we can do a quick search. So even on an email address, we do a search on that email address. We might find a tip that came in 2 years ago. That tip may not have had enough information to act on. Now we've got further information, meaning we have more collateral evidence, and we can take the investigation a step further.
Looking at the images of child exploitation and child sexual abuse day after day, it's difficult. But when you know what the end result is, that if you're able to identify a child or rescue a child from a horrific situation like that, then that's what keeps us going.
I mean, this is about kids. We all have kids. We're all family people. And I absolutely believe Microsoft has done this for the greater good, and their ongoing commitment has shown this.
Microsoft's commitment to CETS and in dealing with the police services has been ongoing. It's not like they just developed this and left. They actually are continuing to work with us to make improvements and really take what we have to offer and some of our suggestions to heart and are just trying to make it better. And that'll work for everybody.
Microsoft brought to the table its ability to analyze a problem and come up with a technological solution that would allow, in this instance, the police to respond in a more effective fashion to an extremely serious and challenging problem.
CETS is all about keeping our children safe. There's no greater resource we have than our children, so there's no greater honor than to work on keeping them safe.
We really have done something remarkable here, to think that this will evolve into a global database, the likes of which have never been seen before. It is something that everybody involved should be very proud of.
But when you're able to rescue a child, there's no better feeling, and it really makes our officers' day. It really does.